See that word organic plastered on everything, right? But what on earth does it mean for honey? I mean, we're talking about a product made by bees. It's not just about the jar on the shelf, it's about the hive, the health of the bee, and even the flowers it visits miles away. So let's find out what that label really means. Think about it. Bees can fly for miles, visiting thousands of different flowers. So how in the world can their honey be organic? That's the big question, right? It's the central challenge. To get that USDA seal, beekeepers have to follow this incredibly strict set of rules that governs, well, pretty much every single aspect of a bee's life. Okay, so it all boils down to three main things. You can think of them as the three pillars of organic honey. First, you've got the hive itself, what it's made of and how it's looked after. Second, the bee's health, what they're eating and how they're treated for pests. And third, and this is the big one, the environment, the actual land where they go to get nectar. Let's break each one down. All right, first up, pillar one. Let's start with the bee's home. Before any honey even gets made, the hive itself has to meet these super strict organic standards. This is the foundation of the entire process, literally. So the rules start right inside the hive. The very foundation where bees build their comb, it has to be 100% natural beeswax. No synthetics, no mixed waxes. And even storing the equipment is regulated. You can't use chemical preservatives. It's all about natural methods, like using heat treatment. Moving on to our second pillar. We've got an organic hive, but what about the bees themselves? You guessed it, their health and their diet are just as critical to getting that certification. You know, the rule for an organic bee diet is actually, well, it's beautifully simple. Bees eat what they make. That's it. So during those lean times, like in the winter, they have to be fed their own honey and bee bread, or maybe supplies from another certified organic hive. And here's where you see a huge difference. Conventional beekeepers, they often use cheap artificial sugar syrups to feed their bees. But in an organic hive, that is absolutely forbidden. The same goes for pest control. To fight off threats like the nasty varroa mite, only organic methods are allowed. No synthetic pesticides inside the hive, period. So the bottom line is this: anything artificial or synthetic is just out. No chemical treatments for mites, no synthetic pesticides, and absolutely positively no non-organic feed. The hive has to be a completely pure, self-sustaining system. Okay, now for pillar three. And honestly, this is where it gets really challenging. We've controlled hive and the diet, but bees, they fly freely. So this pillar expands our focus from inside the hive to the entire landscape all around it. This right here, this is the make or break rule for so many beekeepers. The bee's entire foraging area, which can be a radius of several miles, has to be certified organic land. That means every single plant they might visit has to meet the same strict standards. And the requirements for that land are intense. The farm cannot use any genetically modified plants. It can't be treated with synthetic pesticides or chemical fertilizers. The entire ecosystem has to be managed organically, relying on natural methods like biological pest control. This right here is why producing certified organic honey is so rare and so incredibly difficult. The bees have done their work in this perfectly pure environment. But believe it or not, the process isn't over yet. Getting that pristine honey from the hive into the jar requires two final critical steps. To protect the honey's purity, it has to be stored in specialized glass or certain plastic containers. And then it undergoes this rigorous lab analysis to prove it's completely free of pesticides and meets every single quality standard. And that really gets to the heart of it all, doesn't it? The hive, the bee, that massive foraging zone, the packaging, the lab tests, every single step is so strictly controlled. The combination of all these requirements is what makes producing truly organic honey so unbelievably difficult. So the next time you see that organic label on a jar of honey, you'll know exactly what's behind it. It represents a protected environment, a healthy bee, and an incredible amount of dedication. So the question is, now that you know all the standards, does it change how you see that honey on the shelf?